Hey guys, Anand here. I just thought I'd give you an update on life at home following the newborn child. Uh, Baby Millen was born about 3 weeks ago now, and it's been a whirlwind. It's been amazing being in that space again of a newborn child and all the responsibilities that come with it. And as you know, I also have an older child. He's 3 years old. And I suppose it just made me think, now having two children, my wife and I are having to be much more organized. Um, with the first, you can kind of give them to someone while you do something else, or vice versa. But this time round, with a second baby, uh, like you have to be much more on point and organized. And I thought I was quite an organized person, especially when it came to my business, my finances, uh, life in general, my routine, my priorities, knowing where they are and setting a plan for the day. But when it comes to two kids, especially when you have the unpredictability of a baby, it really puts things in perspective. So planning ahead is key. But what I thought was interesting was that having another child is like a whole business in itself. It's like running a business. You have to look after a child, give it attention. You've got to nurture it, give it food, give it water. And it's much the same in business as well. In business, you can't neglect your customers. You can't neglect the market. You can't neglect finance, operations, all these important aspects. Similarly, with a baby, you can't neglect hygiene. You can't neglect they're in the right environment. You can't neglect that they're getting the right nutrition that they need. So this is why you have to run a business with diligence, with passion, with the same amount of passion and energy that you give your child, because essentially business is your child. And there are parallels here because you want to make sure both your child and the business are growing, they're nurturing. Of course, you might say, a business is just a vehicle for earning and living, and a child is your child, so you shouldn't compare the two. But I think that's where a lot of people have a misconception about business, because business, yes, one of the objectives is to make money, but a business should be started and built for the sole purpose of providing service to a group, a customer base. It should be built and grown with the sole purpose to provide value. Your business should have a social drive, a social motivation to it. Because unless you're creating a business that will serve and provide value to people, it's just going to shrivel up and die. It won't make you any money. It won't leave a legacy. And this is why you have the parallels with your children, because you want your children to grow up, to provide value to the community. You want them to look after themselves, of course. And that's the same with all of us. You have to look after yourselves. You got to fill yourself up first before you can contribute to society, before you can contribute to the world. So it's just interesting, having this second child, being much more organized, juggling our time between the first and the second, making sure there's attention to both. And likewise, I'm trying to make sure I don't neglect my business too much. my business is more self-running now these days, but at the same time, I still want to contribute and give value and give insights to people. I still want to ensure people are on the right track and they're drawn towards the right things for them at that particular time. In testing times like this that we have with the coronavirus and the global markets, it really doesn't make sense to put everything into perspective. And for me, having a new baby, it does put things into perspective. Looking after, growing, nurturing a baby, it's just the same as growing, nurturing a business, because I have passion and love for my baby, and I have passion and love for my business. So there's no difference in terms of the effort I give both. I hope that makes sense, guys, and hopefully speak to you all soon. Take care.